Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask Podcast Live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Now, you know, when you see me, it's got something good down the pipes coming, okay? What does that mean? Today, we have a guest in the house, ladies and gentlemen. I always like to inform you about what's going on in the state of Michigan and beyond. So today, I don't want to waste a whole lot of time with me. I want to introduce our guest who's going to give us some insight on a lot of things that's going on in the well, we're going to say the county. Okay, so normally if you see us and we're talking to some of our officials, our local government officials, we're all over, we like to make sure that the public is aware of what's going on, and you can actually reach out to their offices and contact them and ask them for more information on some of their programs that they're working on. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you, my guest today, Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans. Well, hello there.
How are you? And good to talk to you, Marcia.
Well, thank you so much, Executive Evans. And you know what? I'm excited to have you here today because a lot of times people say, "Oh no, you're not going to be able to talk to him." Yes, but that you're in the seat, the cool seat today. So I thank you for joining me. Thank you so much, and thank your staff for making sure that everything goes just great for us to have this meeting. So, Executive Evans, I don't know where to start, but I do want to start with tell us some of the things that go on in your office, and what are you guys currently working on?
Well, that's a half-hour question in and of itself. But let me just
Okay.
say we got a lot of things that we're working on at the county level. Just a little bit of history. Wayne County's got 43 communities in it. Detroit is the largest, but there are another 42 communities, and it, providing county services for all of those is an ongoing task. But there are a lot of things that we're working on right now that I'm really uh, interested in. One of them is stormwater maintenance. Uh, it is, as most people know, with climate change, flooding is occurring far more than it used to in many of our communities, particularly downriver communities. And government generally talks about how many billions of dollars it'll cost to fix the problem. What Wayne County has decided to do is do what we can to fix the problem with what we already have. And that includes cleaning out all of the catch basins. You know, the catch basins in front of your house, you'll see the
Mm-hmm.
little grate out there where all of the twigs and debris go in. Uh, they don't get cleaned out regularly. Our drains don't get cleaned out
Mm-hmm.
regularly.
Mm-hmm.
If you live in a subdivision, what they call the detention pond that's attached to the subdivision, I'll bet hasn't been maintained and maintained regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And so our project in stormwater to do that is going to do an all out, and already has, to alleviate a lot of the basement flooding that people have that get blamed on climate change, but part of the blame has to go to the fact that government hasn't cleaned and maintained it properly.
Now I'm going to say this. I got a couple of clips that I want to show, but I actually got my drains cleaned not too long ago, and I was
Well,
very,
I
very
bet you
happy. That's right. So it's working. It's working. I mean, those guys were out there because I kept saying, I see these tree limbs and debris coming up through the drain. I said, this hasn't been cleaned in years, and made a few phone calls. Lady said, send a picture. Okay, sent the picture. Next thing I know, the job was done. And I thank you all very much because I was very pleased. So I want to show people that, things do work. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. I want to show people that things do work. And that's what is this drain thing called? Because it was like a suction cup to me. So it's like a vacuum.
Yeah, it is. It's a vacuum, and what it does is go down into the catch basin and pull the debris, twigs, and all of the other things that tend to wash down there into it. I mean, the catch basin's designed to catch water and other sorts of things.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's designed to do, but you got to clean it periodically for it to be able to continue to do what you want it to do.
Well, it was definitely catching mine. So, I'm very appreciative, truly. And I was just in awe that, it took a phone call or two, but like when the lady said send the photo, I'm thinking that really support the situation as well because we do have a lot of drains all over the area, and people always think, well, they should know this. It's not that you should know this. Sometimes we have to help too in keeping some of the debris down by not just throwing trash in it, or keeping, a lot of tree stuff, leaves and stuff away from it. But it does help to have that stuff taken care of. And I believe in the program. So thank you. Thank you.
By example, let me just tell you, we've this year cleaned 16,500 catch basins, and we're just scratching the surface for the entire county. So the number's huge, and so it's an ongoing job that just needs to continue to happen.
Okay, well, I'm a witness, young. I'm a witness. Okay, okay. Okay, so what's going on with the transit system? I know you guys got some things going on with the transit system. What is that all about?
We really do. We have on the ballot for the August 4th primary, uh, a millage for transit. Now, the millage, first of all, as soon as you say millage to people, they go, oh my God, another tax. How much is it going to cost us? So let me just get out early. For homeowners, it'd be about $8 a month above what they're paying now. But what it gets is a unified transit system uh, for the entire county, which means the people with disabilities who can't get where they need to go, people who don't have cars or can't afford cars at this point to get to where they want to go. When seniors need to get to all of the great medical facilities around here and you can't drive, the medical facilities aren't worth a lot if you can't get to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's a significant problem in our community. And the other thing is students. We get kids who are really trying to do the right thing. They're trying to go to school. They're trying to go to junior college. They're trying to do these things, but transportation is an impediment.
Mm-hmm.
We spend an awful lot of time disciplining in the criminal justice system those kids that screw up. We don't spend near enough time supporting, I think, those kids that are trying to do the right thing. So this transit that will allow kids in the inner city to be able to get to suburban jobs, to suburban areas, and
Mm-hmm.
vice versa, I think is really critical. So it's getting the word out. October the 4th, I keep saying October, August the 4th is the primary election for this. And I think it's really critical to the growth of Wayne County. And if it doesn't pass, we're not going to have any smart service, which I think is really problematic. So this is very much all or nothing. And
Yeah.
I think it's a small price to pay for all.
Yeah, I mean, to me, if you live in one area and you go to another, you live in one county and you go into another county to go to work, you want to be on time. You may can't afford a car right now. People don't normally carpool like they used to. This would seem to be more to advantage, especially for those who are seeking medical services in other areas. So my take is that if I have a doctor in the suburbs or on the other side of 8 Mile, anywhere on that side, I need to get there. My appointments are important. I may don't have a transportation of my own. What can I use to get there to be more timely and to stay independent? And that's one of the key things about persons with disabilities, especially our wheelchair users. If they have a motorized wheelchair and they say, well, I want to do my own, I want to go on my own, how is it that we don't link up our transportation system to allow them to be comfortable to utilize these services without having to wait on someone all the time? That's my take. I mean, I may be a little harsh, but
No, I think that's exactly it. And shame on us if we don't allow people to age gracefully and be able to do the things that they need to do. And this does significantly help that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And I'm just, I'm sure some other people feel just like me, but if I'm trying to make my independence, give me all my tools. Give me all the tools that I can utilize myself so that I don't have to wait on somebody else to do something for me. Okay. But hopefully this interview today or this conversation we're having today will hit the ears of the right people or strengthen our ability to make the right decision. Okay, so now, I know that you do some things for students, and I have a video here. So before I ask you about what your take is on this aviation program, let me put in this video
Michigan
right
is known
quick.
for innovation, and in Wayne County, the sky's the limit. We are building the largest regional career education program in the country for aviation and aeronautics. We help students discover their passion for flight and pursue it all the way to an in-demand, high-wage career in a field expected to need more than 2 million new professionals by 2042. From airframe and engine, mechanics to avionics to professional drone and flight training, our Wayne County graduates will have the skills to support all aspects of this essential industry. With additional funding, we will expand the program, improve facilities, secure state-of-the-art equipment, and give students access to real-world training opportunities for years to come. Join the team of local leaders working to make Wayne County the future of aviation and aeronautics. Together, we will build the runway to take our students to their greatest heights.
Now that's great. So let's tap in on that for a minute because we have a lot of young people who need to burn some of that energy off, and this way of technology seems to be taking over. So give me some insight on that program.
Yeah, it is a collaborative program. Wayne County, Wayne RESA, which is the regional school district, and we're working with the city of Detroit too, with respect to city airport, to try to bring a bunch of things together. The one thing I'd like people to remember is we have a world-class airport
Hmm.
in Wayne County, and it's a world-class airport. Wins awards every 6 months. What we don't do is create the pipeline for our kids to be able to take the jobs of the future that are out there at the airport. I mean, certainly pilots is a huge thing, but flight mechanics and all of the other related core jobs that are at our airport are jobs that Wayne County residents ought to be able to be ready, be
Hmm.
prepared, and be
Hmm.
trained to take. And so this program is designed to give our kids, not just Detroit Public Schools, but all of the school districts in Wayne County, and education, really starting with elementary school, just starting to talk about the possibilities, talk
Hmm.
about avionics, because
Hmm.
with kids of color, the reality is they can do anything that they see done. But when you don't have models in front of you, it's a little more difficult to see that as a functional
Hmm.
possible career. So we're trying to
Absolutely.
fix that all the way up to the actual flight training and certification and those sorts of things. And we're really big on that because, I'm big on growing the region, not just doing stuff for the sake
Right.
of doing it.
But
Let's make
a
something
lot of
happen.
things, too. A lot of kids are not designed to go to college. Some kids don't want to go to college. That's not their take. But a program that they can use their hands, or if it sounds like it's related to technology, they like that. So everybody's not college material, but young folks should have the opportunity to get certification in programs or try their brain in other areas of technology, come together as a group, just like many years ago, and now it's back on the rise, the trade schools. If you're not going to go to a 4-year institute, 2-year, go to a trade school and do something with your hands. And that's for male and females, not just, guys. I think that if you're not saying I don't want to go to college, well, then try and get a certification in something that you can see grow. And I love to see hands-on when young men learn, in particular, masonry work, home improvement. I just think it's an eye-opening thing because you're going to be a homeowner sooner or later. Okay, and then like you said, working at the airport, getting in on the ground level to see how a plane is designed or what it takes to keep it running and stuff like that. We should have more programs to give other individuals, young individuals, option when they don't want to go to a 4-year institution.
I can't agree with you more, and that's the goal of the program. Uh, but the same thing applies, as you said, to trade schools and other things too.
Hmm.
Those jobs, whether you're a millwright or a carpenter or a pipe fitter or whatever it is, are jobs that pay significant money, jobs that you can have and raise a family,
True.
and buy a home and do all of those things that seem farther and farther out of the reach of the average
Right.
person. So uh, I agree 100%.
Thank you. Now, claps on that. But what are we going to do about the student debt relief? Because that's on. Some people say I want to do all that. But what about student debt relief? Because we got student debt relief and we have medical debt relief for seniors. So what are we doing? What are we saying?
Well, the county, I can say, has taken great strides in both areas, and I'll try to explain them. There's a group called Savvy, SAVI, that is a national organization that works on debt relief for college kids. As we both know, it's almost ridiculous, the amount of debt that can be accrued, even for a college degree that puts you in a bracket of $50,000, $60,000 a year. When you got $75,000 worth of student debt, you have an albatross around your neck that's not going away for decades, and that's ridiculous.
You get that
Um,
right.
what's what Savvy does is individually, and this is for all county employees or county residents, both. Contact Savvy. Savvy will sit down and work with you because everybody's situation is a little different to try to give advice about how to reduce, in some cases, eliminate, but in all cases, give you a kind of a track to follow to try to reduce or limit that student debt. And some people are, well, I don't know whether this is something I want to do or not. There's no cost to it. There's no obligation to it. You would be really doing yourself a disservice not to contact them and see what can be done in that regard.
Okay, when I brought up the flyer while you were speaking, and so, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't see it, we definitely want to post that back up for our viewers to catch that email address so that they can get a chance to reach out. Or can they contact your office? Because we do have you guys' website. Can they go to the website and find out more about Savvy?
Yes, and
Okay.
and and email us if that's the case. We'll be happy to try to get the information to anybody who's interested in it. Unfortunately, the biggest impediment to it now is people's distrust into whether it's real
Legitimate.
or it's
Okay.
Memorex. you know,
Okay.
and so what I want to reiterate to everyone is there's no catch to this. If we can help you, we will help you. That's really significant and important. And if you turn the corner a little bit, medical debt. How
Mm-hmm.
many of us have significant medical debt through no fault of our own? We got sick. I
Yep.
mean, it shouldn't be a penalty to get sick. And in a country like this, the medical services ought to be available. We have so many people in just Wayne County that have outstanding medical debt that hurts us in two different ways. One is whether people want to admit it or not, people don't like collecting debt. And so they're hesitant about going to the doctor, even times when they know they should go because of the debt. And it affects their credit ratings. It affects their ability to do other things with that debt. So what I can tell you is Wayne County residents probably have collectively about $700 million in medical debt. It sounds like an astounding number, but it is true. We have eliminated to date upwards of $45 million of medical debt
Wow.
for Wayne County residents. And I've had people come to me with tears in their eyes, so happy that that monkey was off their
Oh, yeah.
backs. Uh, but it's
It's
not
true.
rocket science how it happens. What we do is pick up bad debt. We go to the medical carriers and others, and the truth of the matter is they certain debt they know is not going to be collectible, but instead of erasing the debt, they still carry it on their books. Well, what
Yep.
we do is go and buy the debt at a much reduced rate and just pay the bill. We don't have a list of people. I'm just going off of the hospitals that work with us, and we've been able to reduce over $45 million
But
dollars
how many people
in
know this? That's the question. How many? They're going to know it today for sure. But how many
yeah.
people know this? Because we're talking about our seniors who are afraid to. They make a decision. Do I eat today or do I get this prescription? And that's been going on for decades. Do I eat or do I get this medicine? And it's sad when you find somebody who look like they're starving, but they say, well, I had to get my medicine, baby. And, they're hungry. And so these programs that we try to put together with the food pantries, with Meals on Wheels, they're all there, but some people can't get to it for various
And don't
reasons
know about it
and don't
or
know
don't know
about it.
about
Okay, so
it.
what
No,
I'm trying to encourage people to do is just ask. Okay, that's why we're here. So how do we, close the gap on that to make sure that those who are having problems with this over amount of medical debt, how do we get the message to them?
all I can say is go to the Wayne County webpage and navigate it. There you go.
Okay.
Navigate it, look at it. We try to have separate settings for whether it's student loans or whether it's uh, the healthcare, whatever. I mean, I remember when if I looked at Channel 2 and Channel 7, read the Free Press and the news, I got all the news I needed. Now with social media, there's so much stuff out there. People are inundated with stuff. They don't
Yep.
know if it's truthful or if it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a bigger problem than most people realize. So go to our
Okay.
website, and there are other programs out there too in different ways.
Okay.
But I can tell you ours, we have receipts. That's what
Okay.
everybody wants to say now. If we've reduced 45 million, we've reduced 45 million. And the surprising thing about it is we're not looking at people's names. I'm buying a batch of debt, and the people may not even know if they've moved recently. They
Mm-hmm.
may not even know their debt's gone until they try to go do something.
Oh
So
wow.
we're not
Okay.
we're not in a position to be able to call and tell them, by the way, your debt's been
Right.
retired.
Right.
Once they go, oh yeah, you don't have any debt anymore, then they're very, very
So they
grateful.
don't they
And
don't know they've been spared. They don't even know it. But yeah, like you said,
some don't.
until they go into that. And I want to tie into our conversation the Miller Rotunda Bridge project. Now I have some photos here, so I want to start with some photos, but you can talk about them as you go. So if you
Sure.
don't mind, I know this is look like announcement here, but let me go to one in particular that caught my attention. And that's is that Gretsch? So tell me about this photo here about everybody and this is this part of the project?
It is. It is. That's the ribbon cutting for the opening of the bridge. And I think what's significant there is the governor's there, the mayor of Dearborn is there, the county executive is there, the engineers that were involved in the project were
Mm-hmm.
there. And I think it's a prime example of what I say a lot now, which is collaboration is really the new currency. When
Wow.
times are hard, people got to work together. Departments have got to work together. We got to work smart. We got to work cheaper to get more things done. And I think this is just a big uh, uh, bridge opening that had been patched together for years to be able to keep it open. It's right next to a huge Ford facility. Parts and supplies have got to get there. People have got to get to the plant. And the
This is
load capacity in that bridge has been reduced and reduced because there wasn't enough money to do a complete rebuild.
well,
And
I tell
while we
you,
did
it's
patch
it's
it
it's
together,
beautiful. This is I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm looking and I'm like, that's a bridge. This is beautiful.
yeah,
This is really beautiful. Wow. And okay, and I'm sorry I stopped you in the middle, but I got another photo I want to close out with. But I'm just looking at how did the residents take to this bridge in that area?
oh, they love it. They love it because they lived through the restrictions on the old bridge that was almost 100 years old. Uh, and so having the new bridge is not only uh, good for the businesses around here. And by the way, not just Ford Motor Company, because there are a number of local businesses where this is the main route to their businesses, restaurants and other related things. And so they're all extremely happy that this thing got done too.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for the photo because that bridge was very outstanding. So, just all those people involved in making that come to fruition alone is something that the community needed. Because people are trying to figure out when you're looking at somewhere people live and they say they don't never come out here and see about us. They don't never take care of nothing. What we have. This is proof right here. This beautiful bridge. That the completion of the bridge, the opening of the bridge, all that, and businesses can thrive again in those areas. So that's a plus in itself. So thank
Absolutely.
you,
I
yeah, thank you
mm,
all for that. Now I have 2 minutes to go, so before I do all my little wrap up here. Is there something else you want to educate our viewers about? Because a lot of times we might miss something in writing, but if we have you here on the Just Ask Talk Show, we get to hear it firsthand. Anything we need to
well,
know?
I think you've covered an awful lot of material, and hopefully they have our website, and people will go and take a look at it. And I'd be happy to, at another time come back if I'm invited to further the conversation.
If you're invited, did I not invite you? Oh, okay. I have to. Where everybody knows they're always welcome to come back. Most definitely, because every bit of information that we can share with the community is always what we want to do to make sure that people know something. We are aware that a lot of people don't read, won't read, and can't read. So in the event that something's noteworthy, we want to help get it out so that the people can see it by way of Facebook or all of our networks, Channel 56, Comcast Detroit, Troy, Birmingham, Bloomfield. We cover the whole districts, Lake Orrin. We want everybody to get the information without hesitation, regardless to where it comes from. It should be something that the state of Michigan at all should know about, so that wherever your relatives live, you are supporting them even if it's not in your city. So I thank you for all that time that you spent with me today. So I want to make sure that I put this information back up about Savvy so people will be aware of that program. And if they unsure, they can actually email or go to your website and contact your office to ask more about that. I think that is a wonderful program, ladies and gentlemen, a loan relief. I mean, a lot of you have racked up some serious bills. At least you want to check and see if you can get it down some. Excuse me, and medical bills as well for our seniors to go to your website and check that out as well. So, Executive Warren C. Evans, will you come back and see me again?
Be happy to. And thanks for the opportunity here today.
Okay, and we'll keep in mind what we have to do on August. What date is that? August
August
4th?
the 4th is the
August the
primary
4th.
election.
All right, hold
Vote
that
yes
thought. All
on
right,
transit.
hold that thought for me.
Ben Bailey here. Parents, where can you find peace of mind and expert advice?
Parenting.org.
That is correct. Don't drive yourselves crazy guessing. Head to parenting.org from Boys Town.
More than 100 children and teens in Miami-Dade County have been senselessly killed by gunfire. Log on to crimestopperskids.org, a fund specifically designed to help track down those who commit crimes against children. Help make our community a stronger, safer place for kids.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know how I am. I always want to tell you something good, and I always want to make sure that you get your knowledge first here on Just Ask Talk Show. Excuse me. Excuse me. So if you have missed, excuse me. Look, I was excited to see Warren Evans, okay? So if I have missed anything, please give us a call, 1-800-323-5336. Reach out to us and say, hey, Marsha, can I get some more information on any of those services that the Wayne County office provides? You all should know that you can call them or go to their website or reach out to us. I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask, and what do I always say? If you have a question about a person with a disability or just a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. See you next time.